Hey, it's Camille Martin with Love to Lose, where I teach you how to love your life and lose the weight. Last week marked the 1-year anniversary of me not drinking alcohol. And in today's video, I want to tell you why I decided to quit and what it's done for me in my life since I did. To be very clear, this video is not about judging anyone or shaming moms who like to have a drink at the end of a long day, which I can certainly relate to. It's not about alcoholism or judgment or shame or blame of any kind. This is just me sharing my experience, what I went through, in the hopes that maybe it will help inspire you to make some of your own changes. 2 years ago, I was going through a divorce, and it was incredibly stressful and traumatic, not just for me, but also my daughters, who I was trying to help through their own trauma. On top of that, I had all of my day-to-day responsibilities as a mom and trying to keep my house together. Plus, I had a full-time job, and I was trying to start my own business. So to say that I was stressed out to the max would be a huge understatement. Because of this, it was really easy for me to sit down at the end of a long day and have a glass of wine or two. But because of that, I was waking up the next day, I hadn't slept, I was tired, I was exhausted, unfocused, and feeling totally unproductive. So I wouldn't get everything done that I needed to get done, and as a result of that, I knew I had even more waiting for me the next day. So that night, it was easy for me to sit down and have a glass of wine or two again, and then setting myself up night after night, day after day, for a series of long, hard days, which I knew on some level wouldn't be nearly as long and hard as they were if I wasn't drinking. So, for an all or nothing person like me, it was a lot easier for me to just eliminate alcohol altogether rather than try to cut back. So that's exactly what I did. And what I want to tell you about now are the changes that I experienced as a result of this decision. I made changes in not only my day-to-day life, but also major changes in my health, and most importantly, changes in me as a human being. So let's talk about those now. When I eliminated alcohol, I slept so much better, and because of this, I would wake up feeling refreshed and energized and ready to take on my day. So I was way more productive. I got all of my to-do list accomplished, and then I had even more time to get more things done. Because I felt so focused, I was able to get a lot more done in less time, so that was a huge plus. One of the best things of all was that I was like a whole new mom. I was so much less irritated with my kids and stressed out around them, and I had a lot more patience. So it was great to have that newfound energy and joy and laughter with my daughters, who, as I mentioned earlier, were also really relying on me to help them get through that really tough time in their lives. The changes I noticed in my health were amazing. Because I was sleeping so well, it really leveled out my emotions, so I was far less likely to stress eat or just grab something as I was walking through the kitchen on the way to my desk. It helped me lose weight because there was an absence all of a sudden of about 500 to 700 calories a day that were now just missing from my daily intake. I'm no fan of counting calories, as you know, but it's just worth noting. Because I wasn't drinking, I was replacing all of the alcohol with sparkling water, and I was much more hydrated, which was a huge bonus. And one of the best things that I noticed was the improvement in my skin. I feel like every time I looked in the mirror, it looked like I just got a facial. It was so amazing. I looked younger, I looked fresher, and the last thing any woman wants is to look like she's older than she actually is. So that was one of the biggest benefits. The best change of all is that I could use all of my newfound energy toward working to my fullest potential. And for me, that means working on Love to Lose and creating content like this to help other people, to help women like you. So as human beings, we are wired to evolve. We're wired to grow and work toward our fullest potential. And we cannot do that when we are sabotaging ourselves by drinking, binge eating, wasting our lives on a diet, trying to look perfect. But the irony is that we are doing those things because we are not actively working toward our potential. And we know that we're not on a subconscious level. So instead of feeling that pain, we absolve it by doing those things, those self-destructive things. We fill ourselves up with food, we drink too much, we shop online, we gossip with our friends. So you have unlimited potential, and you owe it to yourself while you're here on this earth to work toward it. So whatever is getting in the way of you moving toward your potential, I challenge you today to identify it and start working toward eliminating it as fast as possible. Knowing that you have unlimited potential and working toward it while you're here on this earth is the most important takeaway I want you to get from this video. A second important takeaway I want you to get, though, is the concept of a keystone habit. And I first learned about this in the book, The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg, and it's an amazing book. If you haven't read it, I highly recommend it. But a keystone habit is a big habit that spawns lots of other smaller habits. And rather than trying to change all of these smaller habits, if you change the keystone habit first, all of the other habits will change automatically, or at least a lot more easily. So I want you to think about, what is a keystone habit that you have that if you change that one habit, it would help you change lots of other things to make it easier to live a healthy life. So maybe it's getting up an hour earlier and eliminating your tendency to sleep in. Maybe it's just showing up for a consistent workout routine, and then that would make it easier for you to eat healthy and meditate or journal, or stay hydrated. Maybe for you it's the same thing as it was for me. Maybe eliminating drinking, or at least cutting back, would help you eliminate a lot of stress in your life and change lots of other negative behaviors and make it a lot more easy to do things that are positive and beneficial for you. So I want you to think right now, get your journal out, and come up with one keystone habit that you could work on changing. Write down the steps it would take to actually start modifying that habit and get a lot of progress on it. And I want you to take one of those steps right now, today. Always remember that you are not put here on this earth to waste your potential trying to diet off the same 10 pounds. I hope this video was helpful to you, and if you liked it, I hope you'll share it with a friend. Also, make sure to head over to my website at CamilleMartinRD.com, sign up for my weekly newsletter so you can get more tips, inspiration, and motivation on your weight loss journey. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you here next time on Love to Lose.